Hello, this is probably not a shocker, but I'm a BL enjoyer. However, I also have a weird relationship with my gender. Okay, to start off, I use the label demigirl to describe how I feel, but I'm thinking about going labelless because, I don't know, like, demigirl is how I'm able to kind of describe how I feel, but, like, at the same time, I kind of want to be labelless because it doesn't really describe how I feel. But anyways, this video is about BL characters that have given me gender envy towards them. Starting off strong, Heaven's Official Blessings, main couple. Okay, so I wouldn't call myself LARPing Heaven's Official's Blessing because I don't know anything about the plot or the story. However, the only thing I know is that the main couple, in which I do not know their names, I think there's a nickname for one of them in white, the one in white, which I'm pretty sure that his name is Gege. However, what's the reason behind the gender envy I felt? Well, it's simple, their design. In my opinion, they're both masculine and feminine designed. That's my dream goal in general, to express myself. But on how bad they gave me gender envy was around a 2 out of 10. It was like when you try to light a lighter, but all that comes out is sparks. It was just a little light before it died down. Okay, now the next one is problematic, and I'll give my explanation on why I watched the series till the end. But are you guys ready? Masahiro!
You need to leave!
Okay, I know the source is a little, not okay, but I know it's, the way it is, but I do not support Hitorijime my hero. I'm a really huge advocator against child ex-adult ships. I'm against that shit 100%. But actually, before I talk about the show and like my criticisms, I guess, towards it, I'm gonna first start on why Masahiro gave me envy. I don't know what it is about Masahiro that gave me gender envy, but one thing's for sure is how he's portrayed, at least how I interpreted it. He's portrayed as both masculine and femme, and also I'm pretty sure another factor why I have gender envy is because like the piercings. I don't know what it is. Maybe the piercings too, because I've always found piercings to be gender neutral. But just look at the guy too. But the main thing I want to focus is his mannerisms, which I picked up were both masculine and feminine. But in terms on how bad the envy was, it was around a 4 out of 10. It didn't give me any negative thoughts about my own gender, but it was more of a I want to express my own gender like that. For the next character, it's also from the same series, which is Kensuke. I remember when I first saw his character, I thought, oh, he's probably gonna be hated because of how joyful he is, and like a lot of people hate joyful characters because they find them annoying. Now for him, I can't explain why he gave me gender envy. I don't know what it was about him that gave me gender envy, which is why he's a 2 out of 10 on the gender envy itself. Okay, but now that we got that out of the way, I want to briefly talk about my criticism in the show itself. Okay, so how I started watching Hitorijime and my hero was because I thought the main couple would be between Kensuke and Asaya. And it was for like 2 episodes, I think it was about them. And because I am a dumb, stupid faggot with 0 media literacy, after their arc was over, I assumed that, like, oh, is this gonna be a story about how a student gets a crush on a teacher, but their feelings are mistaken for romantic love because the teacher was a primary role model in their students' lives, and that's why the student has mixed feelings with their love, or mixed their feelings with romantic love. Because from what I remember, Kosuke did help Hiro kind of get out of the gang stuff whenever he was a child. I am a dumbass. And I still didn't pick up on the type of direction it was going to go in. Also, I want to mention that I watched the entirety of Hitorijime and my hero on YouTube, so I didn't know the ages yet. You can watch this entire series on YouTube. I paused at one point to check the ages, and when I tell you my jaw dropped when I found out Hiro was 15 while Kosuke was 27. Holy pedophilia. And like I said, I continued watching the series because I thought the arc was going to be about how Hiro thought he was in love because Kosuke has been a role model in his life for a long time. And I'll try to find the clip when Kosuke said he can't return his feelings, and I thought that was going to be the end of that arc. Here, I'll play the clip.
You envy them a little bit, don't you?
What do you...
This is my fault. It was cute how attached you were, so I kept you too close. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Wait just a sec. What are you even saying?
I'm saying that even if you feel that way about me, I can never return those feelings in any way.
So I did find it weird how, the begging for me to fuck you line, he said that line. I found it weird, but I didn't really question it because I've always overheard my family members, talking and joking about sex whenever I was young, so I just brushed it off. Imagine my disappointment when I realized my initial thought of what the plot was gonna be wasn't that. Holy lack of media literacy. I'm kind of dragging my opinions on this series a lot right now. However, I do plan to make a video or like a series in the future where I rank BLs or discuss problematic BLs. But whenever that video comes out will be a mystery because, yeah, it does not look, based on my schedule with the future, it does not look like that series is going to come out anytime soon. One thing I will say is that while I'm sure anyone who watches this series isn't a dumbass like me, but I want to point out something, which is that it's canon that they had sex.
What?
I was picking up vibes in the anime, but it was never shown. Especially, there was a specific couch scene where I can't remember exactly what they did, but I remember it being implied that they had sex after they kissed. I remember after finishing the anime, I can't remember exactly what I searched up, but I had a misfortune of stumbling across a manga panel of them actively engaging in sex, showing them having sex, and it was of Hiro talking about some "I swear I won't tell" or something along the lines of that, him promising to Kosuke while they are engaging in illicit activities about him promising not to tell about their relationship, or at least that's what I think. I've never read the manga, by the way, but when I tell you, that made my skin crawl. Also, why did I decide to bring this up? Well, because if I'm not mistaken, all the sexual scenes that are shown in the manga are statutory rape, right? Because okay, unless I'm stupid, if a teenager, quote unquote, consents to having sex with an adult, wouldn't that make it statutory rape? Or am I misremembering the term of what statutory rape is? And which, wouldn't that in turn make Kosuke a sex offender? I want to call him something else, but I don't think that would fit the definition, so sex offender is what I'm gonna call him. Like I said, I haven't read the manga at all, so I don't know what happens. Whenever I make a video on this horrid anime, I might suffer through the manga to see what happens next. But okay, anyways, let me finish yapping up on my criticisms and let's move on to the next character, which is another controversial character. But the next character we're going to be moving on to is Misaki from Junjo Romantica, which again is another controversial character from another controversial BL. Okay, so the only thing I know, so for Junjo, I only watched the first and last episode. Well, I low-key skipped through the first episode and watched the entire last episode that was in season 1. This, again, I only watched the first and last episodes that were in season 1. So I kind of wanted to get an idea because this is a very controversial anime and I did see the elements in the first episode. I didn't see any in the last episode unless I'm misremembering wrong. Also, keep in mind I skipped the entire series except for episode 1 and the last one, so I don't know what happened in between the episodes, but one day I'll watch it in its entirety and see if it's as bad as everyone says. Anyways, Misaki, I don't know what it was about him that gave me gender envy, but on the scale of how bad of gender envy he gave me is oh fuck, I almost burped there, is a 7 out of 10. I don't know why he gave me that bad a gender envy. He is the most basically fitted character I've ever seen yet. Yeah, I immediately thought, oh my god, he's so gender. Oh my god, I really wish I could express myself in the way he expresses his gender. And I don't know why he gave me a lot of negative thoughts about my gender, and like he gave me so much gender envy, but like he just did. Like, is it the hair? Is it the eyes? I don't know anything about his character in general, but it's like when I first saw him, I was like, fuck. Oh man, I really wish my gender looked like his. But moving on to the last one, which managed to bring out a lot of negative emotions from me. Introducing Ajusi from Dangerous Convenience Store. Okay, this one in particular frustrates me because I've read the manhwa. Well, I haven't read it all because I was there whenever it was still uploading, and I reached a certain point in the manhwa, and then I just stopped reading it because there was no more pages, no more chapters, because it was still being updated, and I just never picked it up again. But whenever I was reading Dangerous Convenience Store, Ajusi never gave me no negative feelings towards my gender or anything like that. I mean, again, probably because like back then I still didn't know about my gender quite yet, and I was still having like mixed feelings about it. But anyways, that all changed whenever the anime came out. And oh my, just listen to his voice.
계산. 우와, 그런 사람이 정말 있었. 너도 맞기 싫으면 빨리 계산해라.
Oh my, see how, fuck, dude. Oh my god, the emotions are coming back, dude. Oh my, I don't know what it is about his voice. One thing about me, I really wish I had like a neutral voice or like a deeper voice. I mean, you guys aren't stupid. You can like, hear what my voice sounds. And I wish it wasn't so high pitched. And oh man, dude, I really wish I had a voice similar to his, dude. Oh my god. But this didn't really ruin my experience when watching the anime. I just had to take a long pause before I continued. But oh man, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. But fuck, dude, oh man, I really wish I had a voice like his. Okay, but anyways, that concludes this video of BL characters that gave me gender envy. It's not that much yet, but maybe in the future there will be more. But man, a lot of these characters. Okay, but to conclude this video, bye. And if you are experiencing any negative feelings towards your gender, I wish it will cure, and you will feel nothing but gender euphoria, and you will feel nothing but comfortability in your own gender. Bye.
Tie me up and fuck me hard, oh yeah baby, 'cause my pussy's wet and I'm so fucking horny. Put your fingers in me, we're inside my